sounds in the distance.
Is that a tree? What's hanging from it? Must be a way across. Sandelius. The gods. Are they dead? How can this be?
Before you hangs a great ethereal orc, his face twisted in a knot of pain as cursed... Ever-tightening cursed branches constrict the great dwarf. Amadia hangs before you, her face cut and bruised, her chest... You lean in. That's no tear. It's sauce. The shimmering liquid is seeping from her wounds and dripping... Ralik hangs limp from the tree. Cursed branches his helmeted head hangs...
Hurry!
Tight coils wrap Sandelius. As he regains consciousness, Sandelius frees an arm from the tendrils that bind him. He clutches at the coils, but cannot rend them apart.
Curse these snakes! Curse these binds! The others too? Am I the first to wake? It doesn't matter. There is no time. You must leave this place. It's too dangerous. It struck even here. In these halls. Invisible. It is here. The cosmic spider ever weaving. The void is coming for us gods. Coming to drink us dry of our powers. Obey me. Soon the Seven will be nothing but morsels in the maws of the void. Unless you do as I bid you. Do what I blessed you for. You have already set loose some of the powers locked within you. But there is a great well of possibility as yet. You cannot stop until you ascend. You cannot stop until you become divine. Like Lucian. You will be called to unite the powers of the Seven against the Void. Like Lucian, you will lead our proud people to preeminence. But unlike Lucian, your weakness will not lead you to Good. Now hurry. Hush. It's here. Run. Go. I will find you. I'll be...
White-hot cold pierces your heart like a blade. You are frozen to the spot.
What's happened here?
A faint creaking. As the cursed branches slither away from Ralik,
Are we the first? The others?
he strains at the ethereal ropes that...
You must make haste! I am bound, but not defeated. Not yet. This is not the... It will come. You
are my chosen. Now I have survived our enemies. You must do more than that. You are like me, proud, headstrong. But believe me, there is a great deal more. You have already unleashed some of the powers locked within you. You cannot stop until you ascend to the high. You cannot stop until you become divine.
He opens his mouth to respond, but
I hear the void.
Ralik's face white-hot cold. The same troubled look is visible on each face. You've seen the gods beaten and defiled, strung up as a warning.
If the void truly is causing all of this, then it seems to be growing more powerful. We have to get out of here and find answers.
The gods are dead. Long live the God-woken. If the Seven should indeed come to nothing, I'll be ready to take their place.
I've got my weapon. I've got my wits. And...
other means so that we can leave.
Death washed over me as we entered this place. I felt many lives
The one who brought us here. The demon that wears the face of my kin. Only she can set the course back to the...
Where is everybody?
Hidden away somewhere, safe from the storm, I hope.
Not a soul down here. Just stillness.
Sabile's spirit watches your approach like a spectator on a beach watches the waves roll in with a soothing inevitability.
There we have it, don't we, dear? The final die has been cast and it's come up wanting. You have what you hope for. Forsake me now. Go hence and give chase to your mortal. From death, let me be death.
It's so cold. I haven't... What happened? I just remember... Oh no. No, this is... wonderful! What a fascinating experience! And I will be able to spend it... No more having to watch from the shadows. No more having to walk
The skeleton pulls a notebook from the folds of his robes and starts scribbling. As you walk away,
I still hear it. It's still there.
She clenches her ghostly...
Find it. Destroy it.
Ifan's spirit stares at you, seemingly through you. He gives no sign of seeing you. Ifan's eyes flicker rapidly from side. He whispers, Gleku Doma, over and over, and suddenly you seem to hear the chattering of thousands. Then, before your eyes, his spirit dissolves into the sound, his own voice joining the cacophony that you could hear. For now, no sound remains. All...
Where have you been? I can't keep this up much longer. We need to go. Brace yourself. This might hurt a lot.
The chill of the Hall of Echoes clung to the Lady Vengeance as it returned to the shores of Reaper's Coast. The Godwoken were alive, but what of the gods?
Solid ground materializes beneath your feet. Your weight falls back into your body all at once, and bright sunlight stings your eyes. As your eyes adjust, you realize you're still aboard the Lady Vengeance. A gust of fresh sea air caresses you and warms... Malady explodes in a fit of retching that racks her body. At last, she sneezes and expels a glob of something shiny and silver onto the deck. It wriggles quickly off the siding and plummets into the sea with a splash.
Better. Let's not do that again anytime soon, Well, we needed to escape, didn't we? So I suppose you recognized the Hall of Echoes from those visions you'd had before. I do hope you learned something useful on our little field trip.
In one gesture, Malady rolls her eyes, darts forward, and sinks a fang into your ear for the second.
Next time, I'll pick a spot you won't soon forget.
She runs her tongue across her teeth, tasting your blood and your memories along with it.
So, your guard seemed uncharacteristically frightened, then said the void was coming, and then you felt a Well then, it sounds like...
She inspects her fingernails with great attention, then looks up at you from under an arched eyebrow.
Did they mention how you were meant to become the next divine? Oh, what confidence you inspire. Luckily for you, Mama Malady is here to help. We already know you can bless, but as far as I know, you can neither see source nor take it as you see. I may not know much about divinity, but I do know that any godwoken worth their salt will know how to perform all these so fantastic feats. You need to go see the Meister. She's got one of those things in Driftwood, you know, the building where people go and they do things inside of it. A home, that's it. She's got a home in Driftwood. Give me your map. There you are. Tell her I sent you and she'll handle the rest. You're at the beginning of a long journey, Godwoken. Long, but Now, I must be going, and so must you. Why, our faithful little sloop, of course. We can all ride together. Won't that be terribly fun? Shopping. Before you go, if I'm not back by the time you find out where our journey takes us next, you can call me back here. Tell the ship. She'll know how to summon me. And in the unlikely case you don't manage to do whatever it is you'll need to do to become what you need to become, you could call me, but I would be grateful if it doesn't come to that.
Oh, you catch me during a meditative mode. Gods, voids, a perilous journey through the Hall of Echoes. In that case, it's high time we return to the order of the day. Bramos the Wanderer told me to meet him in Driftwood. I can only hope it will be a town of opulence and...
Not much of a landlubber, but sometimes I get no choice in the matter. Besides, I don't know. I've never been one for worshipping. Oh, but, then he showed himself. Not much of a landlubber. Malady said this Meister lady's the key, so we...
Beast pauses for a moment to consider whether he's forgotten anything important.
I'd also appreciate it if we dealt with this Lohar fella. He's the key to unlocking this. I'll stop this Operation Downfall of ours, all right.
I've plenty of fighters for hire. Experts in blades, bows, and bewitchment. Oh, I see you have a full contingent already.
Reaper for me.
Worms take you.
Just a caravan. I remember one just like this picking me up. Could have been a shipment to Fort Joy. But what happened here?
Can't be real. Not real. Not happening. No, it's not true. Can't be true.
White as driftwood salt, the dwarf flinches at your approach, yet she holds a short, clean blade aloft. Her fierce stance can't hide the trembling of her fingers.
Back! Get back! I'll kill you, just like the rest of them.
Shh, lass. I know you're all afraid. In times like these, I don't blame you. But I ain't out to hurt you. Now, why don't you take a few breaths and tell me what happened?
She slumps, all bravado draining from her.
No. I've never seen anything like those beasts before. Are they gone?
Voidwoken, you mean? Poor thing. No wonder you were scared. I'd be scared too.
Those... yes. Worst ones I've ever seen. Ripped through the Magisters.
Her eyes stare vacantly into the distance, glassy as marbles. It's not cold, yet her shivering is relentless.
I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Duna's beard. Lohar. My boss, Lohar, will want to know what...
Lohar, eh?
Oh, well, you'll find him in Effie's Emporium, neath the Black Bull. He's a fine man. A little gruff, yeah. But he's the only one in Driftwood wanting to help and not hurt.
She looks up at Beast through tear-stained eyes. But you can see her resolve hardening as she remembers who she is and what she's...
Oh, Seven sympathy. I saw those things, dragging the sorcerers along the cliffs towards the wreckage.
She flinches at the slightest rust... You stride past the chained sorcerers and climb onto the caravan without complaint. As you settle onto the bench, he offers only a bleary-eyed stare of dissent. After all, don't they know that... Collared by magisters in the far north, you were force-marched to this foreign land. A moment of hope as a grinning dwarf removes... Eloisa was the prettiest girl, not to others, but to you. Her luminous eyes shone brighter than the moon. The day you... Warm red wine flows down your throat. The languor of a tavern evening soothes you. Suddenly, shriek... Welcome to Driftwood.
Get yourself in check, boy. I won't have you running off like Millicent and Tully. You'll just end up sliding down some Voidwoken's gross gullet.
The older-looking Magister notices your presence. He wipes his grubby hands downward across his greaves.
Horde Elf, what word do you bring?
The younger one grows pale, and his eyes open wide. The Magister that greeted you remains stiff, as if in...
The Voidwoken come.
Hush, Fader. You may pass, traveller. Dare say you'll be aching to leave before long anyway. But before you do, find Raymond, the White Magister. He'll want to know what you've seen. Be quick, mind. He's set to sail any moment.
He nods his head in the direction of the bridge, but offers no other instructions.
You ever think about running off? Like Barnby and...